An outdoorsman named Rick Birch gave us a call from Southeast Idaho this summer. He said while he was scouting deer, he'd stumbled upon the largest beaver dam he'd seen in all his years of hunting and fishing. Well, that was enough for us. We decided we just had to have a look. We're sworn to secrecy as to our exact location. After all, this is Rick's favorite hunting area, and we don't want to violate that trust. Only family members Dorothy and Helen are allowed in on the secret. So let's just say it's in Southeast Idaho, the heart of the old mountain man country, where at one time beaver were so abundant that the fur trappers never realized they could be over-harvested.
That's a busy beaver.
Must have been a tall one too, a pile of sticks up high.
Rick and cameras don't get along, so we got permission to bring retired wildlife biologist Roger Williams to give us some background on this fascinating wild animal. Back in the 1950s, Roger initiated a research study in Southeast Idaho on fur bearers, including beaver.
Really did a lot of logging to get this much old stuff in here.
It's an old dam that's been abandoned. No doubt the beavers left because they literally ate themselves out of a home. They harvested all the aspens in the area, stripping the bark for food and using the wood for their huge dam. Since there are no willows growing near the pond, the beavers' other main source of food, they must have moved on. But we find the remains of one of its last occupants. Roger speculates that it may have been an old bachelor male that remained here alone.
That's the lower jaw.
Further exploration reveals that they built a series of smaller dams above this one. Clumsy on land, the pond serves as their escape from predators such as coyotes, wolves, or bobcats.
They got especially large lungs and an enlarged liver, which carries more oxygenated blood, and the lungs more air. They can stay down, I've heard 3-4 minutes, in some cases even longer.
They also have special valves that seal their nostrils and ears, and an adaptation that enables them to close their lips behind their large incisors, allowing them to chew underwater. Their lodges are enclosed living spaces above the water that can only be reached by an underwater entrance. Here, the young are born in early summer.
They're fascinating. They have these unique body adaptations too. You know, that tail, there's nothing else like that. And there's huge teeth that they can cut down a tree up to a couple feet in diameter and peel off all the bark.
A typical litter is 3 to 4 offspring. Both parents help to care for the young, but by the time they're 2 years old, they'll strike out on their own. So the average beaver colony includes the 2 adults, young of the year, and the yearlings, about 8 to 10 animals.
And lots of beaver peeled sticks, and all the dams are tight and holding water.
About a quarter mile downstream from the big abandoned dam is another series of beaver ponds, but these seem to be active.
And this one here probably is a home dam because it looks like there's bank dens with sticks piled over the opening on the far side. And there's all kinds of fresh sign there, and you can see that where they've cut and peeled the bark, it's nice and bright, as opposed to those old dead ones that we looked at upstream.
From this vantage point, it's also clearly evident how dramatically a beaver colony can change the surrounding area.
I tell you, the beaver is an incredible animal. There's none other that I can think of that could come into an area and totally change the environment, from a dribbling little creek like that to a whole series of ponds.
This strange creature with its thick fur also had the power to lure the mountain men to the west in the early 1800s. The height of men's fashion at the time was a felt hat made from the beaver's heavy coat. Chances are we're tracing the footsteps of the old fur trappers right here.
I would bet large and give odds that Jim Bridger and Peter Skeen Ogden and 2 or 3 of those other guys actually walked up and down same places where I've been taking pictures of beaver ponds for 40 years.